G'day and welcome back to the Shine Wellbeing Veg Patch. Let's turn our lavender waste into something great. Lavender has some incredible properties, and today you'll discover how easy it is to make your very own natural organic lavender products. Lavender's been used for centuries in skincare, and its natural antimicrobial, antifungal and scar healing properties. But it's also beneficial for the digestive system as well, alleviating symptoms of indigestion, bloating, gas, nausea, and cramping. Plus, it can aid in the prevention of colds and flus too. The best time to harvest your lavender is late morning after the dew has had a chance to dry, and never after rain. Today I'll be using Spanish lavender, but English lavender is considered to be the best lavender for culinary uses. To get the best flavour and smell, pick your lavender before the top third of the flower has had a chance to open. This is a delicious body scrub to just bring your skin back to life. So we'll add our brown sugar, then our white sugar. I'm using a caster sugar here, and then tossing in our lavender buds. These have all been dried in the dehydrator. Then coconut oil is added. Adding in your drops of lavender oil and giving it a good mix. And that is how easy it is to make your own body scrub. These make great gifts for friends and family. It's also a really lovely way to take care of yourself. I make a new batch of this every couple of weeks. It is utterly divine, and the smell is just incredible. And it's all natural. Well, let's make some fresh lavender tea. Now this is made using fresh lavender, so there's no need to dry it. You can take it straight off of the plant, or perhaps you've got some like I have here that are a little bit wilted and are going to be dried down the track. So I'll use up a few of those to make a beautiful pot of fresh lavender tea. The most important thing with your lavender is, if you're going to use it for food, is that it hasn't been sprayed. So don't use any florist lavenders, because they actually chemically dehydrate the flowers. So we've got a couple of heads there of some beautiful Spanish lavender. Now some people feel that this is a little too aromatic. Personally, I love it. I've been drinking this for years. I'm adding some hot water. So this is just some boiling water over the top, and I'm going to let it steep for about 15 minutes. Now you'll notice that when it first comes out and it first gets contact with our hot water, it gets a blue tinge, and it's just really, really pretty. And that blue tinge will then die down a little as it starts to steep. So this is kind of a way to know. You can see it's a little clearer here now, and this is a way to know when your tea is ready to drink. So this is cooled off enough, and it's also steeped perfectly. The aroma of it is just divine. And I'll just sip on this hot or cold throughout the day. It really is a lovely drink to have. It just surprises me every time I have it. Now let's dream up our next project. Lavender infused oil is next. I'm using a liquid coconut oil. This has high MCT properties, and I'm using the lavender that I harvested from last week's video. And you would have seen me bundle that up and hang it to sun dry. It's all dry, and what I'm doing is just separating those buds, breaking it down. I don't need it to be particularly broken down because this is for an oil, so it's going to do its job. So it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of stick or a little bit of stem in there. It's not the end of the world because we will eventually be straining this out down the track. But I'm going to let this steep now for around 4 to 8 weeks, and occasionally I'll shake the bottle every week or so, and that's it. And when it's ready, I'll strain it with some cheesecloth, and I'll put the oil, decant the oil into a container ready for use in my favorite dishes. Now we'll make use of all of this waste material. So normally this would be tossed into the compost, or perhaps if you don't have a compost it might go in your bin. But nothing goes to waste in the Shine Wellbeing Veg Patch, and you can see here we've just put all of those bundles of sticks and bits and pieces together, and then I'm laying a couple of the nice flower bud stems over the top. I'll take my jute string. Now you need it to be a natural string because you're going to set fire to this, so obviously you don't want any plastics and anything that's going to be unsafe. And we'll snip that off. It depends on the length. I use roughly about 1.5 meters of cord, and then I fold it in half. And then you want to grab about a handful or so of your waste material, and then you're just going to tie that up super tight because some of this has been dried but some of it is fresh, and as it starts to dehydrate over time it's going to get looser with that string, so the material is going to break down and dehydrate, and obviously things will come loose. So you want to be quite aggressive with pulling your strings super tight. Now I use these as lavender fire starters, but you could be using these as lavender smudge sticks if you like to smudge your home. And you can see I'm just crossing the string over in the front, and then I cross it over in the back, give it a good pull, make sure it's staying super tight, and I can repeat that until I get to the end where I'll tie it off. And then you can store these. They'll store for ages, and you can use them, just toss them into your fire, and they bring up the most delightful lavender aroma. And they're really quite good at getting the fire started, so they are great fire starters as well. next project is lavender syrup. Adding in our caster sugar, no need to sieve it, and adding in our filtered water, giving it a quick stir. Then we'll turn on the heat and turn it on to low and start to blend that sugar and water until it comes to a simmer. When it comes to the simmer, turn it off and just allow it to sit and settle, and then you'll add your buds in, your lavender buds. And mix those in well. The whole Shine Wellbeing Outdoor Kitchen just smells incredible right now. I wish you could smell it. So that's all mixed in, so we're going to allow that to steep now. And we'll pop a cover on over the top and allow it to naturally cool. So we're not going to do anything with that until it's gone cold, and then now we'll strain it. And there we are, beautiful lavender syrup. And this is our waste, which will go to compost now. So we'll decant that into a nice little jar. You don't want to burn your sugar, so that's why as soon as it starts to simmer, you bring that heat down. You also don't want your water boiling because it will make your lavender taste a little bitter. So make sure that you keep that heat low and just allow it to naturally cool. And there we are. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways of using this in a moment. So you might have noticed earlier on, there's different size lavender heads that I was putting aside, and all of the small ones I just popped to the side because I use them for the decoration of my bottles and jars. So here we are. This is how I love to use my beautiful lavender syrup in my chai latte. It is utterly divine. I add a little lavender sugar blend, so that's what this purple stuff is on top, and then I've added some tiny little lavender buds as well. Just beautiful. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day. Shine on.